Okay, this is just a quick video that I was thinking about making about why DE's literally never gonna properly rework another frame ever again. And it's mainly because of this thing right here, the helmet system. Because most of these, if you don't know, majority of these old frames all have shit wrong with them, right? Like if you see any of the new frames that come out, like Daggett, right? Let's go to Daggett quickly. You get this viral procking, slowing, damage redirection to other enemies, a fucking iframes thing, which gives also crit damage and makes you immortal, and then a DPS ability that also strips defenses. Like, and now let's go look at someone like Atlas, right? Atlas is old as shit, right? So what do you get? What do you get on Atlas? You get. This is actually not a horrible passive. The only problem with it is usually you're jumping around a lot when you play Warframe. Mainly with Atlas though, you're gonna be just punching, like you just punching enemies. So it's not like a big deal. So this actually can be pretty useful, but I would still run Prime Shift with it even if you're like doing it. The Landslide isn't a bad damage ability. It can do pretty good damage. If you have the right like ribbon stat stick and everything, it's pretty decent. But then you get, shit like this. You get a wall. I mean, the 4 seconds, I guess. I don't know. Petrify, not a horrible ability, but it's also his helmet ability. I need to take like a speech class. That might help me like talk when I make videos. But yeah, freezes enemies in place, gives them the. I already talked about this ability. That's not what I'm talking about it. But you can run an augment for it for some extra drops, blah blah blah, whatever. And then you get the rumblers. Rumblers aren't that good. Yeah. So you get what, 1 to 2 good abilities and the rubble, which is a good passive he has that isn't really stated. So besides that, you really only have you have a bunch of duds in his kit. You have this, and really this, because you're gonna run Prime Shift anyway, just for in case you get jump up. You don't want to get knocked down. When you get knocked down, you pretty much that's an instant death. So like, and then when you look at Daggett, right? Very new frame has come out. 0 duds in her kit. Like nothing. Like every single one of these abilities is very useful, including the passive. There's nothing bad. Even crazier. Let's go look at Gauss. Gauss is. Let me switch screens. I don't like how my Daggett looks. I gotta redo this. This looks like shit. What was I thinking when I did this? My Kalerva looks tough though. Fucking bam. Alright. But I don't have Gauss currently, but let's go to Gauss. Gauss might be the definition of jack of all trades. So I'm not a big fan of when they make jack of all trades frames, because to be honest, no game really gets this right. Because you either make it too underpowered, too overpowered, and they never find the actual middle ground, right? So Gauss literally has everything in his kit. When I mean everything, I mean literally everything. Survivability with his passive gives you damn near Arcane Aegis level shield regeneration, right? When you mix it with other stuff. Super crazy good. Macrush, movement ability, also with an augment you can group enemies with it. Insanely fast speed. Yeah. Kinetic plating can make you literally immune to physical heat, cold, and blast damage, and also turns it into energy when you get shot. So now you get survivability, and you get energy back with 1 ability. So now you get. So let's see what we cover so far. You get shields back, right? So you get some more survivability with that. Movement tool plus grouping with the augment, and you get energy plus survivability with this ability. So we're only about halfway through his kit, pretty much, right? Thermal Thunder. Thermal Thunder can be used as a DPS ability, right, to kill enemies. You can also use it to get elements like fire or cold, mainly fire, on your weapons. So you could also use it for that. Also, you can armor strip with the cold version of Thermal Thunder with the Redline. What does Redline do? Redline gives fucking every buff ever. Right? So, is that how it works? Let me make sure. How do you armor? I gotta look back on how to make sure you strip with Gauss, because I don't play Gauss like ever. Ah. Give me one sec. I'm so sorry. This is so Gauss. Let me just go to the wiki and fucking. I love fucking. I'm not trying to look at Nightmare Frame's video. No offense to Nightmare Frame. Oh my fuck me. Okay. How long? Alright, we're only 5 minutes in. Cool. My rant won't last too long. But let's go to Thermal Summoner really quickly and make sure, because I don't want to spread misinformation about how this ability works. Where is it? Okay, so if you use the blast version, which is when you combine them, you can permanently strip their armor based off your battery power level, which can fully armor strip. So there we go. That is how that works. Also, what else does Redline do? Redline does fucking everything. You get DPS for whatever weapon you want. You get fire rate, attack speed, cast speed, and reload speed. Fucking insane. So that's everything in this one Warframe. Now let's go look at Mesa, right? Let's look at Mesa. Not saying Mesa isn't a good Warframe, right? But Mesa is a frame that she can't do everything. She has limitations. Mesa is a DPS frame with her Peacemakers, or you can build her as a crowd control frame with shooting gallery, right? Or you can use, ballistic battery shenanigans with some, the augment for some stuff. But mainly she's used as either DPS or crowd control. That's the two things Mesa is mainly used for. What's her passive again? I forgot the 50 bonus health without using melee. I totally forgot about that. But that's what Mesa is good at. And Mesa is a good frame, right? But when you look at Gauss, who does literally everything, it's like, what is the design here? And then you look at like Limbo, right? What can Limbo do? He has maybe Limbo's not a good person. He's one of the really weird frames in the game. Let's look at Nyx, right? Nyx has a niche, right? What Nyx does, Nyx is really good at crowd control, defense stripping, and she also has, tons of iframes with the 4 augment. So that's really what Nyx is mainly good at. Fuck, why am I like running out of breath when I'm talking? Like, fuck, I gotta start like working out again. This is bad. And but that's what like Nyx is good for, right? But then you look at a lot of these newer frames that come out, they try to make them like a jack of all trades. I do like Corvex's thing. Corvex is different because he's not, a fucking. They didn't try to make him like a jack of all trades. I feel like he has like his thing that he does, right? Like he's more of an ability DPS with all of this stuff, mixed with a little bit of team stuff with that. And he has a nice +3 punch through on the passive is sick. I can't even lie. That's a really sick passive. I actually really think that's cool. But then we'll look at Ember, right? What can Ember do that Gauss can't do? So 5%. This is actually a good passive. I do like this passive a lot. You can get 5% damage. Gauss can do that too, actually, which is really funny. But we're not gonna really worry about that too much. Immolation. This is actually kind of similar to Redline. Actually, this is a good frame to compare. So what this does is it gives you a meter like Redline, and once you get up to the certain percentage, you can use Fire Blast to armor strip enemies, kind of like how Gauss can with Redline, right? And then you have your Inferno, which can then you DPS enemies after you armor strip them. The only issue is Ember doesn't have any sort of base kit way to get energy besides exothermic, and even then with exothermic energize, like that's a shit ton of, how many players have of rank 5 arcane energize, right? The majority of the players who play this game do not have rank 5 arcane energize, and they won't be able to use this, and they can't use this frame. As cool as this frame might look, right? You can't use her because her kit just doesn't work because it's just too much energy, and she has no base kit way of getting energy unless you have to use the augment, right? And even then, the augment is still like you still need arcane energize and or a shit ton of energy orb effectiveness to make it work. So it's like you can still do the ability DPS thing, sort of. That Ember does, right? You can still do it on Gauss, which is like retarded. This is why I don't like this frame. I just think he does everything, and I just don't think that's a good thing. Like, he can do literally everything. Like, I get the jack of all trades frame thing, right? But then why the fuck do we have, you know, why can he do everything better than a Naros? Nah, he has niche. Like, with his frames, he's just literally better than him every single way, which means he's not a good jack of all trades, because he's not a jack of all trades. He's just fucking good at everything, instead of, you know, being an actual jack of all trades. So I don't know how you would, you know, balance him down or fix him. I don't like his playstyle either. He has a weird playstyle. You have to, like, you know, run into the walls and shit. That's why I don't like Gauss, but whatever, we're not gonna talk about that. But see what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like he just does everything just too well. And then there's you get frames like Zephyr, right? Zephyr's a really good frame, right? You get the passive, you get crit chance when you're in the air. You get Tailwind, you get fly around, it's just fun. Not a good ability, but, you know, just fun to use. Airburst, you get grouping. Turbulence, you get survivability. And your Force is a DPS ability, right? So good. Zephyr is mainly used for gathering enemies and killing them, right? And she can protect herself with Turbulence. So that's what she's good at. She has her thing. Then you get fucking, what's another, like, jack of all trades? This is mainly about, if you can't tell, this video is mainly about Gauss and how I just think his design is just not good for the game. Because I don't think it's good that he does everything better than certain frames. But then you can get someone like, there we go, Wisp. Wisp is another one that I don't like. If Wisp had a good 4, Wisp would be like autistic. Like, Wisp would be way too strong, right? You get Invis, alright? You get a really good team buffing ability, right? That is very easy to get on everyone. You get iframes that also Cladis Stens. Cladis Stens, that is a new word. Okay, status cleanse yourself with. Breach Surge, which is a CC plus DPS kind of mixed together, which is just gross. This ability is overpowered as shit. It's a really good ability. But if Soulgate was a good ability, or if she had a different 4, like, Wisp would also be, you know, in that Gauss conversation to me, as a frame that just kind of does, you know, everything just too well. Because she can kind of just do whatever you really want. Right? Any other frames that I can think of? And then you also get frames like a Naros, who does fucking nothing. I just felt like mentioning that. I saw his rework. Let me actually, you know, while we're here, you know, let's talk about the Naros rework. Because I want to look at it. Because I looked at it and I didn't feel very impressed. Like, I remember reading it and I was kind of just like, eh. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that, you know, that big of a change. But, alright, let's go over. Just gotta find it really quickly. Almost there. Okay, so they merged Devour and Sandstorm. To be honest, they should just got rid of Devour. What the fuck was that? What's going on? Oh my god, what the fuck? Why did everything just turn on? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What's happening? What's happening? Everyone's talking at once. Why does this happen every time I open up the fucking stupid thing? This shouldn't. Why? Who is still talking? No, shut up. No, I'm sorry. You seem like a nice person, but stop talking. Alright. So, the only, or actually, let's go. Okay, so one is unchanged. Come on, like you're telling me you couldn't have given him like I know it's a kind of a meme like the pocket sand, right? You could have buffed it, like give it like I don't know, make it do like some stupid shit, like make it do like true damage or like give it something like just dumb. Like give it something, like it needs to have something. It's fucking useless. And now his two is his Sandstorm and Devour. But like, wait, it drags enemies beneath your feet, so you can ground finisher them. Wait, so can you now do ground finishers when you're in your Sandstorm? That actually might be okay, depending on how that works and how much damage that might be. That actually might not be bad. That might be okay. Not good, but okay. And they gave it the Caliban treatment, where it heals you when you hit enemies with the whirlwind. And now his 3 now is the armor part of his current 4. So now you hold it, you drain your health, you get the armor. That's now just on his 3. You can now move it while casting, which probably looks really cursed. And now he doesn't get stats effects when he has the armor on. It's base kit now, so you don't have to worry about running the augment. And now augment now offers death protection, but hits you with a slash mark after invulnerability period ends. Wait, so he has no base kit way of surviving anything. So what the fuck is the point of this whole thing? I get it, not every frame, could probably go to level cap, but it's like, at least give him something. He has this augment that's gonna give him death protection, right? And how many death protection augments are already in the game for so many other frames? And they don't really do, anything too crazy. Like, not saying they're bad augments, like their quality of life, they're nice to have, but it's not something that's gonna like protect you and actually keep you alive consistently. Because that thing will go on cooldown and you will die anyway. So it's like, that won't be good. I'm not saying it will be okay, but it won't be like allowing him to be played in missions, for a long period of time. Okay, now his 4 is how the 4 works when you cast it, when you get rid of some of the armor to, cast the scarabs. And enemies killed by the scarab swarm spawn Kavats that attack enemies, spread the swarm. And it does a ton of corrosive procs, which will allow you to armor strip with the shards, which I guess will be okay. So actually, I do like the 4 change. The 4 change sounds pretty good. The 2 and 3 combination thing, I don't like that. Just get rid of Devour, to be honest. Right? And they should have buffed his 1. This rework, I guess. I wouldn't even call this a fucking rework. He's not gonna be, great. He won't be that good. He's still not gonna be. I don't think he will be very good. Right? Like someone who I think they blew the Hydra rework completely out of proportion, right? I think people really fucking, jerked it off way more than it should have been. Right, so let's go over to Hydra. What did Hydra get? Enemies damaged by Hydra are more vulnerable to corrosion, allowing you to full strip with corrosive, right? Without needing corrosive shards. I think his best ability now, in my opinion, is fucking Tempest Barrage. Which is also, by the way, his helmet ability. So, why the fuck do you need to play him then? Okay, so, what can Tempest Barrage do now? Now it can full strip, and you can put on the augment to get full strip plus viral procs, which is actually very good. Right? Tidal Surge. It's a movement tool. It cleanses status with the augment. It's nothing. Plunder. I don't know what this really does. Like, yeah, you get the corrosive on your weapons, but this can actually lower your damage, right? Because you're gonna be full stripping anyway, right? With the passive. Once you full strip an enemy, you don't really want that corrosive damage, because that corrosive damage is going to do way less. than something like if you had a viral on the weapon, right? Or something else. Like, say if, like, to be honest, you might want to just take, this off. Put, like, Nourish on. And then just use the one with the augment to just armor strip the enemies. Or put something else on. Because once you get the armor strip, that corrosive damage is doing way less damage than it was before when it was on the armor. And you're going to be full stripping these enemies because how much corrosive cross you're going to be doing. So it's like, that doesn't seem that good. And max armor, yeah, blow me. My opinion on armor is that I don't think it's very good. Like most people, it's just not, the use cases where the times where you're gonna want armor, like, obviously it's nice, right? I'm not saying it's not. But, like, when do you really need armor that much? Your shields are just so much better than armor. And then the 4, they changed the 4 to make it a little better. It doesn't whack enemies around everywhere anymore. It kind of just holds them in place. And it still does diluting, so I guess the 4 is okay. They made it just, a little bit better. But, like, this rework isn't a bad rework, right? His 2, in my opinion, is still not very good. 1, great update. 1 is great. Passive, amazing. 3, this ability does fucking nothing. It does nothing. This is not a good ability. I know Undertow, they tried to make it work. They probably just did this last minute to put something there. But, like, still. Like, this is a boring ability that doesn't really do anything. Gives armor and corrosive damage. Yeah. Like, you could already full strip with the 1. Why the fuck do you need more corrosive damage? The 1 will strip them anyway. Right? Like, am I saying anything stupid? Like, I feel like you should just use the 1 to strip them. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. And then the 4 is cool. Like, his rework isn't bad, but it's not like this didn't make me want to go and play him. Like, I tried to play him, I didn't really enjoy it that much because it still felt like Hydroid. Right? He's still not saying that's a bad thing, right? But the problems I had with Hydroid, the 2 doesn't really do much, and the 3 does nothing, right? Yeah, you have the 4 and the 1 now, and the passive are good, but these 2 are fucking duds still, right? I guess this is okay for movement. That's kind of it. Gives you a little bit of iframes, I guess, but, like, I don't know. Like, they're not gonna rework these frames, right? If Chroma gets a rework, he's not getting jack shit, right? The only thing I would like to see, Chroma needs a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit wrong with him, right? The passive is, I guess, whatever, fuck it, just leave it. But his spectral screen does fucking nothing. What I've always wanted to see for Chroma, right? Allow him to actually control the fucking effigy. Get rid of his 1, right? Get rid of it. Fuck the 1. Allow him to use effigy and control it and give it a whole thing, kind of like how Sevagot has his whole thing where he has a separate form. Give that to Chroma. Let Chroma do that with fucking effigy. Let you play as a fucking dragon. That's his whole. He's a dragon, and he's not he is the least dragon thing in the game, and he's a fucking dragon. Let him be a dragon. Like, I don't get it. Like, what the if Chroma could go around as effigy, that would be so fucking cool. Okay. Vex armor. I don't know. Keep it base damage. Keep it multiplicative. I don't know. To be honest, like, I don't fucking know. Like, actually. The base damage isn't that bad because you can instead slot it on the multiplicative stuff instead on your gun instead of base damage. So the base damage can be okay. It's actually not a horrible change. I don't hate it. The value, you can get it pretty decently high. You can get it for like 600-ish. Like, you can get it pretty high up. So I actually don't think this is a bad thing. I actually think this is fine as is. This needs a cast speed increase. Like, give it 25% cast speed. I feel like it'll be okay. And give him a new 1. Because this shit is nothing. Allow him. He's gonna be able to use this right when he goes in his dragon form, right? So then you can play him as in normal Chroma, right? And then when you go to dragon mode, you go and fucking you hold 4 and you become a fucking dragon, and get rid of this. Give him an actual ability or something else that promotes gunplay or because he is a gun frame, right? which is also fucking autistic. He's a dragon and he promotes using your fucking gun. Like, come on, that's stupid as fuck. He's a dragon. He's a fucking dragon. And he's supposed to be using his guns. But okay, whatever. Keep it like that. Allow him to be a fucking dragon and make the form actually not shit. Allow him to actually kill enemies and damage them at high levels. And I feel like it'll be fine, right? So, and I'll give him a new one, whatever. I actually might make a video talking about this because, you know, I have a lot to say about Chroma. Because I played him quite a lot and I do like Chroma. But, you know, he's not the greatest. One more. Fuck it. We're just gonna talk about it. Should I? No, I'll do that for another video. No, maybe I'll talk about Exalts in another video. Yo, I'm on a fucking roll right now. I'm just like stacking shit up. But yeah, so that is my video on why, you know, DE's never gonna rework frames because one, they don't do a, you know, recently they haven't done a great job at, you know, changing these frames. I feel like they've gotten very safe. They don't like to do, you know, big changes anymore, right? Even when the AoE ammo changes happen, that was a very safe change. They did not kill anything. Not that people were kind of saying they were gonna kill them, and they kind of like, you know, I feel like they were never. Their intention was to never kill AoE weapons, right? But you know, people were all saying that, whatever. They didn't really nerf them very hard. You could still use them the exact same way. You just have to, you know, actually use ammo stuff, which is probably fine, and it's probably the way they wanted it, right? But it's like they haven't really done any huge changes, right? Like most of these like changes to all this stuff is not like nothing insane, and nothing like groundbreaking. Like they're never gonna, you know, fucking completely rehaul a frame. Like Naros deserves a fucking rehaul. Like, I'm sorry, his new shit that they're giving him, I don't think is gonna be very good, right? Because this isn't good as is. You can maybe... I've seen an Asian Invasions video. Shout out to him, he's a great YouTuber for this game. But, like, making this ability with the augment work. But even then, this shit is still not good. Like, it's so, like, if you watch this video, there's so much, like, bullshit you have to jump through to make this work. And it's like... It's not good. Like, if it was anywhere near halfway decent, you wouldn't have to do all that to make it good. This is always gonna be bad. Devour, we're not even gonna... We don't even deserve to look at Devour. I'm not even gonna show it to you because it's so bad. If you don't know, he just, like, hits an enemy and then he just fucking eats them in the sand. And he'll sit there for, like, hours because it takes so fucking long to do. And, like, his only one good ability is his fucking Scarab Swarm. And guess what? They're turning into two abilities, right? So he's losing an ability that could have been a new ability, but instead they're making Scarab Swarm two abilities now, and, you know, making it, you know... I feel like that makes it worse, because he could have got a new ability, but instead, they just buffed the Scarab Swarm, you know, the burst, and then they just moved the armor to the 3. So he didn't get anything new. Like, this rework is gonna be fucking trash. The only thing I liked about the rework is the changes to where the Scarab Swarm, how it actually seems like it'll be pretty good. And then the passive upgrade, where he got the Sevigoth, you know, change, where he could actually, you know, revive himself. So yeah, that's my thoughts on just a lot of, like, the, you know, the frames and stuff. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video. This is just a 30-minute ramble, right? So thanks for watching, I guess. I don't know why you would watch this. Thank you, though. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the video. I don't have anything else to talk about. At least, not that I'm gonna save for my video. This is already 30 minutes long. I don't want to, you know, make it too long, because, you know, too long, no one's gonna fucking watch it. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.